It certainly does. And, the last administration didn't have its predecessor weighing in repeatedly, but just 10 days after he left office, former U.S. President Barack Obama now weighing in on the travel ban, saying he does support the protesters and also that he fundamentally disagrees with discrimination based on religion.
The White House on defense Monday after a weekend full of protests spilled over into a flurry of lawsuits. U.S. President Donald Trump's 90-day ban on visitors from 7 majority Muslim countries resulted in confusion and detentions at airports around the world. The order is raising questions about its intent and its execution.
Coming into this country is still a privilege. We're the greatest country on earth. And being able to come to America is a privilege, not a right. And it is our duty, and it is the president's goal to make sure that everybody who comes into this country, to the best of our ability, is here because they want to enjoy this country and come in peacefully.
Now, Iraqi lawmakers are recommending a ban on Americans traveling to their country. Americans and Iraqis are cooperating in the fight against ISIL and humanitarian work.
If Mr. Trump wants to keep America safe from terrorism, then he should make our country safe too, because terrorism came to Iraq only after the U.S. invasion.
Iraqis also wonder why they are temporarily banned while Saudi Arabians are not. Most of the terrorists who committed the 9/11 attacks were from Saudi Arabia. None of the so-called countries of concern have known links to those events, but all were put on a list under President Barack Obama for additional border vetting. In a 5-page memo, U.S. State Department officials voiced concerns about the order, saying it would be counterproductive, sour relations with the Muslim world, harm ongoing humanitarian work, and restrict the U.S. economy.
You talk about in a 24-hour period, 325,000 people from other countries flew in through our airports, and we're talking about 109 people from 7 countries that the Obama administration identified. And these career bureaucrats have a problem with it. I think that they should either get with the program or they can go.
Meantime, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres also weighing in at the African Union in Africa, saying that the American tradition of accepting refugees is important and, in fact, essential. Now, Mike, while the ban on the temporary ban for those 7 countries is, in fact, temporary, what isn't is the ban on Syrian refugees coming back to the United States. There's no timeline on when that will be lifted.
And Jessica, you talked about the United Nations, but reactions coming around from world leaders here and there. What are you hearing?
Well, we know that other majority Muslim countries that weren't named in those 7 are also reacting, thinking about retaliatory measures. Countries like Iran, countries like Indonesia are also thinking about those. And I should mention, should be specific that Indonesia is not mentioned. Iran is, but there are no diplomatic relations. That said, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is also considering taking in the refugees if the United States will not be. As you know, part of this executive order is to cut in half the number of refugees writ large the United States accepts.
Jessica Stone live at the White House for us. Thanks so much.